Hello everyone, we're back again.
Welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward. Last time we went through the archives and ended up having a very we went ended up having a very enlightening experience with Sigma's arms.
We found out that we're fucked up. And also a robot.
That's no surprise. Everyone's fucked up.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, we are K, and we are a robot, and in finding out those two revelations, we got a password that we've just put in over here before we ended.
Well, our arms are robots.
I know. We're not actually a robot.
Yeah,
we're just
our arms are cybernetic, and for some reason K looks like us. We do not know why both these things are what they are.
I find it funny to call ourselves a robot.
No, fair.
Also, go ahead.
And now we have appeased the two-headed lion and are about to see what lies beyond.
Yep.
And at some point, Sigma went, "I'm so fucked up."
Yeah. All right, here we go. Fi, come over here.
What's wrong?
I got in.
What? How did you figure out the login?
Dragon Cat, it took me a second. I don't know.
What did they say?
He said Sigma learned the lyrics to Rules of Nature.
And they run when the sun comes up.
I just knew it.
What the hell do you mean you just knew it?
Fi, what do you mean, what the hell do I mean? You know exactly what I mean. You can do it too. I just knew it means I just knew it. You gave me the same line when I asked you how you knew my name.
Why are you bringing that up? Doesn't have anything to do with this.
You sure? It might.
What? I don't...
Look, just forget about that. Come, take a look at this.
Sure, fine. Just let me get right on that. Are you out of your damn mind? Tell me what the hell is going on here. Why do you know how to log into this computer?
Are you even listening to me? We continued to yell at one another for several more minutes.
That is the line I'm going to screen cap.
Honestly, with everything we've seen about Sigma and Phi, this tracks. Oh my god. They're probably like... I was about to say the two closest characters, but no.
They pick like an old married couple, though.
Yeah, like Alice and Clover, I would say, are closer than them, as well as Tem, Yoji, and Quark. Yeah. However, outside of those pairs, okay, we're the third closest pair in this game.
We are the closest pair of people in here who do not have prior established relationships.
True.
So Earth, here's the question: which couple do you see ourselves in? Because I see ourselves in Sigma and Phi.
Yeah, that tracks. It absolutely does.
But no matter what Phi asked me, I could never come up with an answer that satisfied her. Eventually, she seemed to give up.
Fine. You still don't make any sense, but I don't think you're lying.
Damn
Sylph,
right I'm
God,
not.
no, I am not a Sigma male.
And the AP game deadline isn't getting any further away. All right. Let's see what this thing has for us. Where are we supposed to start? Looks like there's tons of stuff in here. Oh, can you tell me the ID that you put in? I can try searching for that. Maybe we'll get a hit.
I gave her what she'd asked for. GTF DML016. Her search returned several files, and after examining them for a moment, Phi opened one. Hey, thank you, Taze.
What do you do? Give you a,
I hit the resub.
Yeah.
Oh!
And spammed my favorite emote. Golem unit details. Are these product specifications for a golem?
Looks like it.
So was GTF DML016 a Golem's ID?
Don't ask me. You seem to know more about all this than I do. Fine, whatever.
Do you have a headshot of Sandy going pog? Because you need that emote.
I do.
I do. It's a moth bat.
Tell you what, add it
to the list.
He
made it.
Hi, Loey. Glad you can make it.
Hey.
Just read the file. Maybe it'll make more sense. Let's see here.
The fuck? So,
Guess
the whole time she was scanning me and be like, oh, so the good news is you're not a robot. She was the robot.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Well, I guess I came just in time, huh?
Luna.
Yeah.
Why is there a picture of Luna in this file?
There's something written underneath it. It says, appearance after application of ABT.
ABT. ABT.
Artificial biological
There's
tissue.
this special artificial biological tissue, what's called ABT. When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. Makes it look right human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle.
That's what he was trying to tell you.
Luna was a golem, and DML016 was her product ID.
That must have been what Golem was trying to tell us when he was stopped. But why? Why would Luna be in the game?
I don't know how autonomous she really is, but I find it hard to believe she would have come here of her own free will.
So you're saying she was sent here by Zero Senior?
Probably. Look. At the bottom of the screen, it shows her current status.
Currently operational. Executing special mission. You think her special mission is to participate in the game?
Probably.
So why did Zero Senior want a robot as a participant? You think maybe it was to supervise the rest of us? Maybe if something unexpected happened, she was supposed to correct it or something.
What if it was some kind of Voight-Kampff test?
A what? That's the test they use to weed out what's it called? Replicants? And what was the name of that film? It's a famous science fiction one. Where,
I believe it is
Robot?
Blade Runner?
Blade Runner! That's it.
I believe
I've heard of that.
I believe it's also the thing that we had happen in Crosscode, and I am not going to go into further details about that for anyone who hasn't played it.
True.
It's from an old book. A test to see how human she was. Whether or not 8 people would be able to figure out she was a robot. That might almost explain the whole game, actually. Making us solve puzzles and play the AB game. All of those things could have been designed to give us a chance to see her true nature.
So it's kind of like the Chinese room.
Yeah. Luna is the girl locked in the room, and the 8 of us are the people outside it. Well, like I always say...
It's just a possibility, right?
All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person.
Which one, Dragon Cat? Crosscode? If so, I agree. I watched Suki go through it. How did you figure out that she was a golem? I mean,
Right now. I didn't know until I saw this stuff.
you're lying. When I told you about what happened with Golem in the pantry, you said something about how this game might be sort of like the Chinese room.
I don't know why I said that. It just felt like it made sense.
Like you just knew it?
Yeah. Look, forget about that. See Luna's status?
Yeah, it says the same thing it did a minute ago. Currently operational. Executing special mission. Oh, wait. What the hell?
You think robots die?
They dream. I believe
Luna
they
died
dream
in
of
this,
Ampharos.
In this route.
Yeah, specifically, we found her and Alice dead, and we saw her fighting with
Right.
in the cams.
She's died in a fair few routes.
Yeah, we saw her fighting with Clover in the cams, and we don't know what actually happened. But we just know that she dies.
So does this mean that every time we see Luna dead, she's actually just faking it?
No,
possibly yes or no. Remember, the Golem's brain is on the server. When the body is decommissioned,
Yeah, that's what I was about to mention.
It loses connection to the body, but it's not dead. It's just stuck in the machine.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, Luna's still alive. It's just that she's been cut off from her body. So she's stuck in the
really
server
likes
right
Ghost in the Shell. I need to watch it at some point.
It's really good.
I like Standalone Complex.
So,
let me be clear here.
Standalone Complex is a fantastic series, and you can watch it without being familiar with the other ones. The first movie
Which one?
is a Standalone Complex, the series for Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
The first movie is a classic. Like, it's one of those things that just gets referenced a whole lot because of how formative it was.
I thought you were gonna say it was shit.
No. Ghost in the Shell 2, I liked it, but I understand that it's not necessarily a lot of people's favorites. It gets far deeper into the, like, philosophical questions, to the point where one detriment of the film one detriment of the film is people will frequently pause what they are doing to just talk about philosophy for like a fucking hour.
So what you're telling me is this movie is full of glycerin moments.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
They both kind of felt like navel-gazing acid trips to me.
Okay.
They were definitely good, it's just that...
They both do, but 2 did it way more than 1, I felt like.
And when you've got a feature-length film that already has to compress a lot of things, and you spend half of your runtime with wide sort of city shots and other just navel-gazing.
I mean, I view it the other way. Because it's a feature-length film, not a small anime episode. They have a lot of time to work with, and scenes of people navel-gazing and not doing much are easy to animate.
Well, I hate to interrupt your conversation, but we are on the...
We're on
the... What were you gonna say?
I was saying, I feel like the plot suffers for it a little bit, but go ahead.
Yeah, and that's an argument that I understand. Anyway.
Ten minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before...
That was it. Of course! Luna's the one who opened the AB gate.
That might not be the only thing she did. Look.
What do you mean?
What are the last 3 digits of her product ID?
016.
And where have we seen that before?
No, I don't believe it. Are you saying it was Luna who handcuffed Clover and Tamioji?
We should go check her body. You remember where it is?
Crew quarters. Of course I remember.
So wait, how did Clover know that Luna was Ebola?
I don't know.
Might not have.
It might have just been Clover having a Clover moment.
Why?
That's valid.
Why would Luna...
And I trust him. 5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Let's go. The game hasn't stopped. If we don't vote, we're going to get penalized.
Right. Off we go then. of the routes where we're like the only survivors left, right?
Yeah, there's no one else.
Yeah.
It's just we know
Invalid pair detected.
is missing.
Yeah.
Please
Quark is missing.
retry with valid
Alice is dead. From the usual kind of shit. Tenmyoji and Clover were dead by their bracelets from being handcuffed.
Right.
Kay was done in with an axe to his head, and Dio was skewered to a wall with a spear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, forgot about this thing.
Right. Luna's bracelet.
Yeah, with the bracelet, there's 3 in this room. I stepped outside, set Luna's bracelet down, then headed back into the AV room. Wait, if we had Luna's bracelet, then how did she open the AV room? Never mind.
You just open
She would just need the card. She would just need the
2
cards.
minutes
Yeah, she doesn't need
remain
to actually go inside.
until
That's what I
polling
realized.
closes.
Alright, I'll go ahead and hit the start button. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love how Biden isn't even giving you
Wait,
shit anymore.
Sigma.
Mm-hmm.
Luna?
One minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Well, that was bad timing.
Wait. What the hell is going on? Why is Luna here?
She's probably planning on participating in the game.
You mean she's gonna take the bracelet and go into one of the other rooms?
Yeah.
How's she going to vote?
Betray. I'm sure of it. Why else would she have come here? If she wanted to vote ally, she could have just waited for the deadline to pass.
She's got 7 BP, right?
Yeah, why are you asking though? Her BP doesn't matter right now. Have you
What?
totally lost it? She doesn't have her bracelet on. And besides, she's a golem. She isn't trying to get out. Whether she has 9 BP or not doesn't mean anything to her.
Then why is she doing this?
Isn't that obvious? She wants to keep our BP below 9. Say she defaulted to ally, we could choose whatever we wanted, and we'd still get 9 BP. She's here to make sure that doesn't happen.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9,
Or
8,
she's doing
7,
this as a test.
6,
She's
5,
going to choose
4.
ally. I'm calling it right now.
And I trust him.
2, 1.
Well,
Oh, Earth is having trouble picking.
Yeah, I
I
think I'm
don't
gonna
think
go with
she-
betray this
I don't-
route.
But I like robots.
Round 3 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
It opens and she's just outside immediately with a gun. Luna! Where's Luna? I leapt out of the door and ran toward the AV room I thought she'd entered. But she's gone. Where'd she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Then there it was.
she never even took it.
No, she didn't take it?
That doesn't make sense. Why would she show up just when we're about to vote? There was no reason for her to come here if she was just going to default.
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the
I have a
results
feeling that this
screen.
was a test and we just failed.
Possibly. Right, the results.
Yeah, let's go have a look.
Just fine.
Christ.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Everyone's dead, Dave.
Do you think that maybe Luna's golem programming doesn't allow her to vote? Because I don't think she's ever been the one to decide what the vote should be.
Please
Not
check
quite.
your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically, and the other 6 got penalized.
We have seen this a million times before.
Yep.
5 of them are dead already, and Quark's bracelet is off.
That means all those penalties are meaningless.
Yeah.
Still don't know why Luna showed up, though. There's no reason to come here just to abstain.
I can only guess at her reasons, but I'm sure it was part of some plan.
A plan for what?
Who knows? So what do we do now? Whatever Luna's scheming, we still managed to get 9 BP. Do you want to leave?
No, we can't. We still don't know if Quark is safe. No way am I leaving before we find him.
I agree. I hoped you'd say that.
So, are you going to stay?
Of course. Let's get moving.
She spun around and headed for the cyan door. I followed on her heels. And yeah, Justify being there is oddly funny. If you don't consider why she's the only one there.
Mm-hmm.
Very grim, but yeah.
I do love me some dark comedy, though.
Oh, fuck.
Science boy, no.
He had a name.
I know he has a name, Golem, but he's still Science Boy in my heart. Man, I am so glad it is not having the map show the path that we're taking while we do this.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh my god, that would be an hour. Shit. He's not here either.
This is the last room. Well, the last room we can get into.
And we haven't seen Luna either.
Yeah.
Where the hell did she go? We were standing there trying to decide what to do next when we heard a familiar voice echo through the facility.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
The fuck?
What?
No, that's not possible.
What's not possible? But she only bit her lip and said nothing. And all too soon it was over.
The number 9 door has closed.
So, hang on.
This
Okay, game will
ends the
explain it.
notary game. Thank
Presumably.
you for your
That's what I think you're trying to say.
participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
What just happened? It's all over now, isn't it? We're stuck here forever.
We should go back to the Floor A warehouse. I need to know if the door actually opened or not.
With that, she was off. Yeah. With a sigh, I turned to follow. Can't just look at the door and tell if it was opened or not.
True, but the projection should tell us.
Luna and Quark escaped?
So it would seem.
Why? How? Almost as if on cue, the screen flickered. And Zero Jr. appeared.
Guess who's back?
Long time no Zero. Remember your old pal Zero?
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. I want to say it's been like over a month since we've seen you.
It's been a hop minute.
You!
I'm guessing somebody's hoping for an explanation about what the diddly-o just happened. Because we're such great friends, I decided to make an exception and descend from on high to give you the 411. Aren't you happy?
So what's this explanation you've got?
Well, let's start with little Quark. He was given an anesthetic that put him to sleep. While he was out, Luna carried him through to the other side of the number 9 door.
But how did she open the door?
With Quark's bracelet, you silly bunny. It was still in the infirmary. Remember? Luna just hopped over there and picked it up.
So I was right. Quark had 9 BP when the second round ended.
Yup.
Didn't he get penalized after the 3rd round?
Yes, he did. But a penalty can't take away your points. Just your life. The needles popped out and so on, but the points stayed the same.
So Luna took Quark to the door.
And since her bracelet was already off, she wouldn't have suffered the penalty.
No. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Oh, right. She's a golem.
Alright, I think my tale is through.
Okay, well, I've got some questions for you, buddy.
Not you.
Well, good thing you guys don't have questions for V. That guy's a jerk.
Isn't the alphabet?
You must be feeling pretty good if you're able to joke around like that. I mean, 6 people just died here.
It's not really a big deal. That's just how you humans are, after all. So, as long as you make it, nothing else matters. Am I right?
No, you're wrong.
Don't screw with us.
It's cool. It's cool. I know you gotta act tough. I mean, you chose betray. That means you don't trust Luna. Right, figures? She's a golem. She might even be a murderer.
No, I chose betray because she didn't even have the bracelet on. So, you know, I felt like her point total wouldn't matter to her.
That's why you were planning to leave her here and bone out, wasn't it? You see, it's all about you. Haven't you thought about how sad you made Luna?
What?
Well, looks like my time here's just about all used up.
Wait, I still have questions for you.
No, I won't wait. I don't like waiting. I waited once, and some half-witted reptile got the better of me because of it.
Ha!
Oh, yeah.
Ah!
I learned to make sure to value my time.
Tortoise and the hare.
Alrighty then. I'll see you when I see ya. Have a nice trader.
For a few long moments, Fi and I just stared at the spot on the wall where Zero had disappeared. Where had Quark been? Who had given him an anesthetic, and why? We had no idea who'd killed it, for one. And Zero Senior's identity, as well as the purpose of the nonary game, remained a mystery. As for our futures... what are we supposed to do now? I hadn't meant to say the words out loud, but there they were.
The tortoise won because he kept going even when it looked hopeless. I think we should do the same. We've got plenty of time after all. We'll give the dead the closest thing to a funeral we can manage. And when that's done, we'll start looking. Even if I never leave this place, I'll figure out why we were here. I swear it.
I looked at the fire in her eyes and nodded. If nothing else, at least we had a purpose.
You chose poorly.
Yeah, I
did
got the
choose
feeling
poorly.
about that.
So go back, get your ass back there and choose ally this time.
Which, noteworthy, this ending we're going on, which is apparently testing me on whether I trust people or not, requires me to pick ally in every single route.
Oops,
And go
all
through the red
ally.
door. And the green door.
2 minutes remain until polling closes.
Here's another fun fact. It also has you being with Luna till the very fucking end.
True.
Huh.
Noom.
Hey, Sigma! Are you insane? Why the hell did you choose Ally?
I just knew, okay? Wait, we can talk about that later. Right now... She's gone. Where did she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Then... There it was. I thought so. She didn't pick it up. Without the bracelet, she couldn't have voted.
Then she let the system vote Ally for her?
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game. Please direct your attention.
Right, the results.
Yeah, let's go have a look.
Yeah, Sylv, I hurt her feelings.
You did hurt her feelings. There you go.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got sent to Ally automatically, and the other 6 got penalized. Then again, 5 of them are already dead. We don't know where Quark is, but his bracelet's already off.
Yeah, that means all those penalties are meaningless. Why did Luna show up then? I mean, we've got our 9 BP now, but... Alright, what do you want to do, Sigma? Do you want to leave?
What? You're kidding, right? Weren't you the one who kept going on about how Quark's still alive? I can't just run off and leave him here.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, that's a relief. I was hoping you'd say that. Now let's get moving. We need to find Quark.
And Luna too, right?
Luna.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 4 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates.
Phi and I checked their bracelets out of sheer reflex. I was a magenta pair, just like before, but Phi had changed to a red solo. It didn't really matter, though. Both of our bracelets showed the number 9. All we had to do was open the number 9 door, and we'd never have to play another AB game again.
Alright, let's go.
She spun around and headed for the cyan door. I followed on her heels.
So what are your thoughts so far?
How do you mean?
Like, about how everything has been playing out.
Well, we noted the bracelet on this route.
I mean, I don't really know if I have... I mean, that's a bit of a broad question, and I don't know if I have any thoughts that I haven't, like, already voiced out loud.
You know me, I always just kind of go with the flow. I'm a very no thoughts, head empty kind of strimmer.
Yeah, and I've had plenty of thoughts about, like, what's going on, why we're here, about like storytelling and such. But that's all stuff that I've said.
Patience, young Padawan. The answers will come in time.
Sigma, there's something I want to ask you.
What is it?
There are 3 doors here. You, Alice, and Luna went through the one on the right. That took you to the Golem Bay, correct?
Yeah. According to the map, that's the door on the bottom. There's a lever on that thing in the middle, right? We pulled it, but it only opened one of the doors. What about it?
Take a look. See the lock?
Open?
Yeah.
Then who the hell opened it? And how?
There's only one person who could have opened it.
Luna.
Alright, let's head in.
Okay.
Treatment center.
What the heck are these things?
I think they're treatment pods of some sort.
What pods? Even as I spoke, part of me knew what they were. I didn't know how.
It was almost like
why.
It was almost like I had some sort of medical training.
Look, I'm pretty sure the medical training... I'm pretty sure these things are after his time.
Yeah?
He has an excuse this time.
Yeah, he's like, what, at least like 50 years in the past?
You mean in the future?
Well, I meant to say that he came from 50 years in the past.
Oh, okay.
But I felt a strong sense of deja vu when I looked at them, and suddenly realized I knew exactly how to operate the pods. It was a strange...
You've been in this place before.
As if somewhere deep inside was a version of myself that I didn't actually know.
You've been in this place before, higher on the street.
Deja vu?
The one on the left. Is it being used?
The glass is all fogged up. I can't really see inside.
Let's crack it open then. Let's crack open a cold one!
With the boys!
Oh, god damn it. Crack open an ice cold bear.
Quark!
It's been a while since I heard that.
Cracking open a cold one of the boys.
Our feet pounded across the floor of the warehouse.
This is it.
Quark's body bounced in my arms as I ran. His pulse and breathing were normal. He was limp and unconscious, but he was alive. The pause display had given us a little information on his condition. As far as we could tell, he'd been given an anesthetic, which had put him to sleep.
Ready? What's wrong? You're supposed to say, yeah, sure.
Is it really okay for us to just leave?
What the hell is this? You want to stay here? What if Luna kills you too? Think about it. Alice, Clover, Tenmyoji, the old woman, even Dio and Kay.
Okay, the old woman was killed by Dio.
There's a good chance Luna killed all of them.
But why?
Why doesn't matter. Remember what we saw on Clover's thigh?
I'm maintaining that it's Dio and she's just dyslexic.
And what's that the same number as?
Last 3 digits of Luna's product ID.
Where did we find the old woman's corpse?
In the AV room that Luna came out of.
And if you're right, her brain is in the central computer core. That means she could have easily moved that crane, right? She could have used it anytime she wanted.
Any alibi she might have for not being able to move the crane is worthless.
Exactly. She must have moved the AB room. Alice noticed it right away. At the very least, that would mean Luna had a reason to try and kill Alice.
To keep her quiet.
She could also have murdered Dio and Kay. Remember their star keys? Luna must have taken them, which puts her in the room with Dio and Kay. You understand, don't you? I admit none of this evidence is conclusive, but look at our options. You, me, Quark, and Luna. Who do you think is the most likely to be the murderer? Think this through, Sigma. Luna's a golem. That means she's a robot that's part of this facility, designed to do God knows what.
I still feel like Dio and Kay was a double murder. What would the term be for that?
Simultaneous KO.
I guess.
A draw.
Yeah, it was mutual homicide.
Mutual homicide. Yeah, that sounds like what I'm looking for.
What you said about golems and the central computer is true. She's basically a puppet of Zero Junior's. There isn't really much of an argument to be made here. The only option is to leave her here and get out.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
Okay, you're right. Let's get out of here.
Damn, don't scare me like that. Okay, I'm going to open it. You ready?
You don't have to ask me. Isn't that what you always say?
Yeah, I guess so. It's time we got out of here. Let's go.
With a heavy, labored groan, the number 9 door began to open. As soon as the gap was wide enough to admit her body, Phi slipped through it. I followed her through, Quark still cradled in my arms. Inside was a massive lifting platform, like the kind used in industrial cargo. Phi turned to face me. This is the second time we've seen this room. The first time being on Dio's ending. And I shoved Quark into her arms.
Huh?
Before she could respond, I turned around. Before she could respond, I spun around and ran.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Sigma! What the hell are you thinking? Get back here!
Sorry, Phi. There's something I have to do. Take care of Quark.
No, you don't mean you're going to go find Luna? God damn it, Sigma! Think about what you're doing! Sigma! Listen to me! You can't do this!
Watch me.
What the fuck, bro?
The number 9 door has closed.
I'm guessing he needs some answers.
This ends
Yep.
the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
I'm sort of reminded of summertime rendering, and it's making me realize when you have the ability, however vague, to jump between timelines, it makes you do some really fucking crazy shit, like lock yourself in a tomb for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, there have been a number of decisions that I've made on this that are like, this is a dumb decision. But I haven't died this way before, so fuck it. Like, I think I literally said that on the one where I let Dio kill me by dropping my BP.
Escape is
Side note,
not possible.
For anyone who's watching, who hasn't seen it yet, watch Summertime Rendering. It is an absolutely fucking amazing anime.
Please.
Yes, this anime, along with being
this anime for me went from I've never heard of this anime to this is now the top #2 anime on my top 5 list.
Anyway.
It's that good. Anyway.
I had no regrets. In fact, with finding Quirk's successful escape, I felt a profound sense of relief. One of my objectives had been achieved, and a difficult choice had been made. My mind felt clear and focused, more so than it had in a long time. Alright, time to go. Luna's waiting.
You know, it just occurred to me. If Sigma or some variant of him has been in this location for his entire life, as implied by K, that would explain why he didn't feel any regret about leaving here, because, you know, this is familiar to him.
Yeah.
So, we got here from when, this is a bad joke, but we got here from Sigma finding white stuff on his hand. And now with how focused he is, I guess you could say he has post-nut clarity.
Yes. Oh my god.
Hannah, I'm gonna ban you. I'm gonna ban you, Hannah.
No!
Anyway.
Sorry.
Luna, I knew you'd be here.
You knew?
Oh, right. We haven't talked here in this one, huh?
Hot take. Luna is the younger version of the old woman who was killed by Dio.
That is indeed a take.
I don't think that's true.
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in this whole facility with anything green. I kind of feel silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation.
Man, I've gotten so used to nature now, I need to touch grass at least once a day. I can't stay inside all the time anymore.
Nature makes me feel happy.
Big agree. Hard agree. I love nature.
Are you talking about something that happened in another history?
How?
What?
I know what you can do.
Yeah, I figured she knew.
Someone told me about it once. They said that you have the ability to transport your consciousness through time.
Who told you that? Luna looked down at the music box around her neck. Carefully and delicately, she twisted the dial on the bottom.
Sigma, aren't you here to ask me something? Why I killed them, perhaps?
Well, actually, I already know you didn't do it.
Oh? Why do you think I didn't do it? I'd like to know your reasoning.
All right. I nodded and took a moment to compose my thoughts. Might as well start with the old woman. There's no point beating around the bush, I suppose. Dio killed her.
Why do you think so?
Her left arm had blood splatter all the way up to the elbow, except for a stripe on the wrist that was perfectly clean. What could have caused that? My guess is a bracelet. Got covered with blood and kept her wrist clean. Obviously, none of our bracelets had blood splatter on them. Dio's bracelet reacted to the luminol. That meant Dio's bracelet had to have come from the old woman.
Is that your proof? That's why you think Dio killed her?
No, that's only enough to suspect him. After all, he could have just taken the bracelet after someone else killed her.
Then why are you so sure?
Because he confessed.
What?
After his bracelet reacted to the luminol, I confronted him.
Alright, fine. You caught me. I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Wait, when did that
This was
happen?
in K's route, correct?
I think so. In a different timeline.
Isn't that against the rules?
What rules? I hope you're not going to try and bring up Nox's 10 Commandments. Does it really matter if it's against the rules or fair? The truth is the truth. Let's say the incident P happens, and after that, the timeline splits into Timeline A and Timeline B. I don't think it's unfair to base a theory in Timeline A on information I found in Timeline B. After all, A and B both came from the same place, A.
Exactly,
Especially
the incident happened.
Especially if you're talking about an incident that happened at or before P.
Exactly.
If you trace the history of both timelines, you'd end up back at Incident P. Now, if I could change what happened with Incident P by visiting timeline A or B, then yes, it'd be a different story. I don't know if that'd be unfair, per se, but I'd certainly be breaking some pretty big rules. Like, you know, the principle of causality. I mean, never mind that I've broken that on a few occasions. I'm sure
Don't
that
worry
Dio
about
killed
it.
the old woman. By extension, that means you couldn't have killed her. I'm assuming Dio wasn't originally intended to be part of the nunnery. Somehow, he got in and took the old woman's place. That's how he ended up as Quark's partner. Wait, question. You said that if I know the username and password already, I could go here on my first round. That means we could be having this conversation about different timelines and Dio's confession and all that without having actually gone through those.
Not only can you, Leo has!
Oh my god, what the fuck, bro?
I know his time and playstyle. He wanted to see if he could do it. I had no reason to stop him.
Somehow, he got in and took the old woman's place. That's how he ended up as Quark's partner. This is just an educated guess, but I have a feeling his plan was to replace one of us. I doubt it mattered which one. I have no idea why he would want to do something like that, and I don't know how he did it either. But the fact remains that he did. He hid in the warehouse on floor A, waited for someone to come out of one of the AV rooms. Someone turned out to be the old woman. She left Quark asleep in the AV room and came out on her own. Somehow, he managed to get close enough to stab her. He did it near the wall with the graffiti on it. I'm guessing he stabbed her from behind so that he wouldn't get any blood on himself. As soon as she was dead, he wrapped the knife up in the handkerchief. No, wait, actually. He probably took the bracelet first. Then he would have needed to wipe blood off, so he used the handkerchief for that too. Anyway, the point is, he got the bracelet and put it on. Then he wrapped the knife and hid it between the rightmost AV room and his neighbor. Probably didn't expect that they'd move, or he would have put it somewhere else. After that, he headed back into the AV room that the woman had left. Quark would still have been fast asleep, so as far as he knew, Dio was there the whole time. Damn, that means he killed the person who was best at this game.
Yep.
She saw that puzzle and just went lickety-split.
I mean, the person who's best at this game is clearly sick.
This does raise a few other questions, but I'll save those for later. For now, let's move on to the other murders. Well, actually, one of them probably isn't a murder.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Alice. Pretty sure she committed suicide.
All of humanity is going to die. Adults, children, everyone. Everyone! There won't be anyone left! I'd rather die here!
She's been infected with Radical 6. I think that infection caused her to take her own life. She used Dio's knife, which she'd found in the warehouse after the AV room moved and exposed it. She took it with her, and then used it to stab herself in the crew quarters. Next are Clover and Tenmyoji. The first question is who put the handcuffs on them? The clue is the message Clover left, 016. Think about it though, it doesn't make sense. Clover's left hand was in the handcuffs. That means she would have had to write with her right hand on her right thigh. I feel like it would be really hard to do that, you know? Why not just use your left thigh? The thing is, I think she did. When she died, her legs slumped together. The message got transferred to the right thigh. We just never saw the original because we didn't bother to check the other leg. In other words, she wasn't trying to write 016. She was trying to write Dio. With her dying breath, she was trying to tell us the name of her killer.
Aside,
So I had that right.
Because... So, since we never actually found out this in K's ending, I'd like to say that the reason why Tenmyoji and Clover didn't show up, being the whole timeline shit and all that is because Dio did the same thing to them in that path.
Yeah, it's presumed that Dio handcuffed them to the infirmary.
Now, about Kay and Dio. I think there's a pretty good chance Dio killed Kay. Here's how I imagine it happened. Kay probably sprayed Dio's bracelet with luminol. He found the bottle in Kay's robe. He wouldn't have seen the reaction immediately, but Dio would have known what was coming. As soon as Kay turned the lights off, it would be clear that Dio had taken the old woman's bracelet. My guess is he decided to take preemptive action. When we found their bodies, the lights in the rec room were on. Maybe Kay turned the switch the light off, and Dio took the opportunity to attack him. Kay was hurt pretty badly, but he didn't die right away. He probably managed to grab the spear and stab Dio. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Then he died. So that accounts for all 6 bodies. None of them your fault.
Sigma.
Hold on a second.
I'm glad you
Thank
don't
you,
think
Bun
I did it, but all of your theories are just, well, theories.
A game theory.
Like Alice committing suicide. How can you be sure? Say she was infected with Radical 6. She could have been murdered before her symptoms even began to present themselves. As for Clover and Tenmyoji, I could easily have killed them. You don't have any proof that Clover's message was mirrored like you say, or even that it was supposed to refer to Dio. Even if it did, that's not conclusive evidence of his guilt. The same goes for Kay and Dio. I could have killed them both. Why do you trust me so much? I'm a machine. I'm part of this place. How can you trust a machine?
You won't allow human beings to come to harm?
That's why I trust you.
What?
I trust you because you're a robot. Your robotness is just one more reason you can't be the killer. Well, 3 more reasons.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
It makes sense for them to
robot
repeat
without the 3 laws
the
is
lines
just a bunch
when
of metal
it's
and
on a
plastic.
different history, when it might have been a while since we heard this. But we heard this like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Or, like, just,
There we go. Luna, I have to ask you. Can you tell me, well, everything you know? Your mind is in the central server. You should know everything that's happened here. There was a long pause. Luna stood up and walked deeper into the garden. I followed her in silence. Eventually, we reached the bench. Luna quietly sat down, and just like last time, I lowered myself down next to her.
You were right. I didn't kill them. How should I explain? Well, actually, you got most of it right.
That doesn't matter. Tell me everything.
Well, first, yes. Dio did sneak into the facility. He used the large cargo elevator and came into the warehouse on floor A through the number 9 door. Since the game hadn't started yet, anyone could go through it.
I'll actually be right back.
So how was everyone's day so far? I was about to ask the same question.
Went to the beach, found a lot of sea glass, got crispy. Played a game of Scrabble with my mom. We tied, but been mostly chilling. I'm very glad I finally got that the point in the 1,000-year door where I can fight the second super boss. So I'm doing that right now, and I'm trying to. Go ahead.
I'm playing a shitload of Fallout London myself.
I see.
It feels pretty. It's crashy, but not as crashy as it used to be at release, and it's pretty darn good. You know, it's a good Fallout game. So take it as you will. If you like Bethesda Fallout, you'll like Fallout London a bunch. If you don't like it, then it won't change your mind.
Also, every time I hear you mention Fallout London, all I can think of is Fallout London, the browser game that I play with Con.
Multiple people have said that to me.
Really, I'm curious who those other ones are, because having more people to play with would be fun.
So the other one that I mentioned was Nin the Fulf, who mentioned that he played around with it a little bit, but didn't really get too far into it and doesn't have much interest in it.
That's fair. It's a bit of a niche title. Anyway. Everyone good to continue?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. It doesn't really sound like sneaking. It sounds more like he just walked in.
Yes, I guess you could say that. He did get in pretty easily, but that's because Zero Jr. lured him here.
What do you mean?
Dio wasn't a surprise. Both Zeros knew that he was going to come.
So they brought him here?
In a way.
But why?
Because his presence was an important part of Zero's project.
What project?
I can't go into that right now. We'd be here forever.
We have forever.
No, please go into it. Please,
we have
go
time.
into it.
Luna,
tell us
we
the
have
plot.
Time.
I beg you.
Luna, the game has ended. We have forever.
Right now, let's just focus on the murders, okay? Anyway, Dio found his way in. They made sure he didn't know that he was actually being let in.
So why did he come here?
To make sure Zero's project failed. His first step was to pretend to be one of the players. As for how he did that, you had it pretty much right. The old woman was the first one out, and he killed her under the graffiti. He put a bracelet on after he wiped the blood off it with the handkerchief. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the 5th and 6th AB rooms.
5th and 6th?
Counting from the left in their original placement.
In other words, the rightmost room would be the 6th room, and the one next to it would be the 5th?
Right. After that, he went back into the 5th AB room where Quark was sleeping. Then he just waited for Quark to wake up.
What were you doing while that was happening?
Nothing. I couldn't do anything. My body had been turned off. Zero Jr. had powered me down. My body wasn't activated until after Dio went into the 5th room. I couldn't help her. All I could do was watch while she was murdered. Everything in this place is controlled by Zero Jr. I couldn't try and prevent Dio from getting in either.
Wait a second. Wait a goddamn second.
Yes?
Wait. Paul, continue on a little bit. Sigma might be asking the same question that I'm about to.
Wait, if Zero Jr. controls everything, then he was the one who moved the 6th room with the crane?
Yes.
Okay, he's
right.
not asking what I'm asking what I was about to ask.
Okay.
Luna is controlled by the 3 laws of robotics, correct?
It seems that way, yes.
But she is not actually the Golem. She is a program on a central server that is using the Golem as like a sock puppet.
Yes.
I had to deafen. What happened? What are you talking about?
So, I'm about to ask a question. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Luna is not the robot in front of us, but a program on the master server.
Yes.
But she is still controlled by the 3 laws of robotics. Wouldn't Zero Jr. also be controlled by the 3 laws of robotics?
You would think so.
No.
If so, then how the fuck was he able to allow Dio in, knowing that he would murder someone?
Maybe he planned for that. We don't know.
For whatever reason, she is bound by the rules and he is not, or she is not in fact bound by the rules and merely just said so.
Well, he's an AI. He's not a robot.
I mean, same fucking difference. Presumably, Luna is also an AI that's just controlling it. The only possible explanation I can think of is zeroth law of robotics bullshit, where it's like, you can actually kill someone if it's for the greater good of humanity.
Anyway,
like that's the only thing that I can think of.
Anyway.
Zero Jr. moved the room, not me.
Then, who moved the old woman?
Me. It took me 10 minutes to get out of my AB room once I was turned back on. I ran over to check on her as soon as I did. Then I carried her back to the room I'd been in.
Why did you do that?
Because I was ordered to.
What?
Luna, listen to me very carefully. As you already know, the final stage of the project begins in 2 hours. This will be the culmination of many years of hard work. We cannot afford failure.
Yes, I understand.
Then let's make sure. What is your mission?
Enter the nonary game as one of the participants and observe the actions of the other players. Ensure that they do what they are supposed to and guide them down the correct paths.
How many players will there be?
Oh hey,
Myself
it's
and
this
7
song.
others, ma'am.
Yep.
Will you be participating as well?
Yes. Our plan dictates that I must. An individual by the name of Dio will be entering this facility presently. He has been led to believe he is doing so undetected. You've been briefed on him already, correct?
Yes. He will murder the first person to leave one of the AB rooms and take their place. If a pair is the first out, he'll probably kill both of them. That's all the information I've been given on him, ma'am.
Is there a problem?
With all due respect, ma'am, I would like to state that I don't feel right about this. We know someone is going to be killed, and we're just going to let it happen? I also have doubts about the use of Radical 6. Are you sure? Infecting all these people with such a horrible disease.
That is none of your concern. Your only concern is to follow
That's
your
not
orders.
good. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I mean, I already knew we were all infected.
Yeah, but
Luna.
But they were ordered to.
Yeah.
I am giving
that's
you
not
an
good
order.
at all.
I am in command, and you do as I say. You are programmed to do as I say. You know this.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, Dragon Cat, that's the thought I had.
Now, I have one final order.
Another order, ma'am?
Yes. When you leave the AB room, the person Dio has killed will still be there. I would like you to move them.
Where?
To the room you are about to enter. The 6th AB room.
But why?
Not your concern. As a participant in the game, you must have as little knowledge of it as possible. That is why I have made sure you are unable to access any classified data. There are things you must not know. In order for this project to succeed, we need you to be as close to a clean slate as possible. There are some things you already know, which ideally you would not. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable, so you must refrain from divulging anything you know about the project to the other participants.
But thankfully, now that the game is over, I am technically no longer a participant.
You must never tell anyone what you know about Dio, or the body, or that you carried it to the 6th AB room. You will have to pretend you know nothing more than the rest of the participants.
Is that an order?
Yes. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
So, that's interesting. She
After
got out
that,
of the room
I
first,
went into the AB room as I'd been told to.
knowing full well she would be killed.
Yeah?
As soon as I stepped inside, my body
Makes you think.
deactivated. But since my brain is in the main computer, I was still awake, so I still saw everything. While I waited, I used the security cameras to see what was going on in the rest of the facility.
And you saw the old woman being murdered.
Yes, it was hard. What I was seeing made no sense. Several of my higher level processes nearly failed. To think that she would be the first person to come out. I think think she knew that Dio was going to kill her when she'd said she had one final order for me. I didn't understand what she meant. Like a fool, I told her I didn't approve, when I had no idea what she was prepared to do. When she died, whatever I have that passes for a heart felt like it snapped in two.
I think I understand. Everything you did because you'd been ordered to?
Yes.
And it was the old woman who gave you those orders? Then is she Zero Senior?
No.
What? But if she gave you the orders...
She did, but she wasn't the only person I took orders from.
There was someone else? But you know what that does probably make her? So we've got a Zero Junior, we've got a Zero Senior. That makes her Miss Zero.
Yes.
God, we're getting a full-on Zero cinematic universe up in here.
I mean, it's just a Zero family. I mean, how else do you get a Zero Junior? And that person is Zero Senior?
Zero. Into the Zeroverse.
Yes.
Good movie.
They worked together to develop the project she mentioned. So I suppose, technically, my orders came from both of them. And they were both controlling Zero Junior, too. I told you before that Zero Junior moved the 6th AB room. Although that's strictly true, he didn't do it of his own free will. They ordered him to do it. He was following orders just like me.
But why?
I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they did it so that people wouldn't suspect me.
If they didn't want people to suspect you, then why have you moved the body in the first place? Eventually, we'd figure out that the rooms had been moved and that she was in your room. How else would Zero escape? Boo!
Then maybe they wanted the opposite.
You mean...
Maybe they wanted you to suspect me.
It doesn't make sense either. If they wanted people to suspect you, why move the room?
You're right. Then maybe they only wanted certain people to be suspicious of me.
You mean like Alice?
Yes. Perhaps they wanted Alice to find the handkerchief and the knife. That would explain why they moved the room.
So they somehow knew Dio would hide the knife there?
Yes, I think so.
But how could they know that?
Through
the power of morphogenetic
Whatever the reasons were, Alice did notice that the room was moved. Which meant that Clover also figured it out. And just like you said, Alice used the knife to take her life. Clover didn't realize that, though. Or perhaps she didn't want to. In any event, she decided that I must have killed Alice to keep her quiet. So she confronted me. It was right after the second round of the AB game. Using Phi's timetable, that would be 0 hours, 0 minutes.
Wait, you were listening to us in the security office?
Yes, that wasn't all I was listening to, though. I know everything that happened in the facility after my body collapsed.
You were watching through the security cameras?
Yes, I was. I could see and hear everything. Anyway, we're at 0 hours, 0 minutes. I was in the hallway on floor A when Clover found me and took me to room 2 in the crew quarters. We entered at about 0 hours, 1 minute. She was very forceful.
I know you killed Alice. Tell me the truth and I'll let you live. Now fess up! I'm only gonna give you one chance. If you lie or try to play dumb or something, I'll kill you right in front of her!
I told her the truth, of course. I explained that I hadn't killed Alice, that she'd been infected with Radical 6, and it had caused her to kill herself. Clover was never going to believe that, though. We argued about it for nearly 9 minutes. It wasn't just Alice she asked me about. She asked me about the murder of the old woman, and about the AB room being moved. She wasn't very nice about it, but I couldn't answer any of her questions.
Because of your orders?
Yes. Then, at about 0 hours, 10 minutes, She must have run out of patience. She stuck her hand in her pocket and started moving toward me. She backed me up against the wall and pulled her hand out of her pocket. She was holding the injection gun. I tried to take it away from her. I even screamed for help. She refused to let go, of course, while we were fighting over it.
Whoa, hold on a minute. The trigger got pulled in the fight, I get that part. What I don't understand is why it did anything to you.
You mean because I'm a golem?
Yeah.
One of my orders was always to act like I was one of the players. A human. Any human injected with that amount of tubocurarine would die.
That's why you, died? To keep up the facade that you were human?
No, I collapsed because Zero Jr. turned off the power to my body again. He probably felt he had to. Maintaining the illusion that I was human was probably in his orders too. So to make it look like I had died, he turned the power off. Whatever the case, it was an accident. I don't think Clover ever intended to actually kill me. She only took the injection gun to try and threaten me.
How can you be sure?
When I collapsed, she looked terrified. She checked for my pulse and listened to see if I was breathing. She also shook my body and called out to me several times. If she'd meant to kill me, why do all that? After a few moments, she ran off to the infirmary to get the AED.
You mean the defibrillator?
Yes.
That uses an electric shock to restart the heart, right?
Correct.
So that was why she left?
Yes.
At 0 hours, 11 minutes and 40 seconds, Clover left the cabin and crew quarters.
She ran off toward the infirmary. On the way, she bumped into Dio.
Dio?
Yes. I guess she just saw him, really. He didn't talk. She just ran past.
And he just watched her go by?
Yes. I imagine he was curious, of course. He probably wondered what she was doing. But he chose not to go after her. He had something else to do.
At 0 hours, 12 minutes, Dio enters the room.
He seemed pretty surprised to find my body.
Yeah, I bet.
It didn't take him long to get over it, though.
Wouldn't imagine it would. What did he do then?
He'd gone there for 2 reasons. One was to get Alice's bracelet, which was a blue solar.
Right. Doubt it. Dio and Kay, the yellow pair, would be able to get through the secondary door, right?
Yeah, but he couldn't find it.
Of course. Fly had already taken it by then.
Yes, but there was something else he wanted to do, too. He was there to take the knife. Removing it was gruesome.
Ew.
But why did he want the knife? Was it because he used it to kill the old woman?
No, I don't think so.
Then what do you think?
I think he didn't want anyone to see the engraving on the knife's blade. That's why he hid it so well after he killed the old woman.
Why wouldn't he want anyone to see that?
Do you remember what it said? There was a word engraved on the blade.
Myrmidons.
Yes.
What does Myrmidons mean?
It's the name of the organization he belongs to.
What, like a club or something?
I don't think so.
What is it then?
I don't really know. I'm afraid not.
Wait, wasn't he here to try and stop whatever Zero was doing?
Yes.
Would that mean he's on our side?
I don't know about that. He's killed 4 people. I'm not really sure he's on anyone's side.
You've got a point. Damn it, this is ridiculous. I guess this enemy of my enemy isn't my friend, huh?
May I continue?
Yeah, keep going. After he took the knife, Dio rifled through what few belongings Alice had. Luna said he didn't seem to be looking for anything in particular. He was probably just checking to see if she had anything useful. That was where he found the key to Kay's suit. He didn't seem to have any particular reason for taking it, at least as far as Luna could tell. At 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio left the room.
He heard Kay opening the cyan door and ran out. When he left, he was heading toward the infirmary. My guess is that he was going after Clover. He found her with the AED. She was probably planning to just ignore him and head back, but Theo didn't let her.
Hey, wait. Just what are you planning to do with that thing? Thinking about trying to resuscitate Luna? And why would you want to do that? You were the one who killed her, weren't you?
Clover tried to push past Dio, Luna said. They began to fight.
The fuck do you think you're doing?
Dio pulled the knife out of his pocket and pointed it at Clover's throat. That was when he showed up.
Dio, what the hell are you doing?
None of your goddamn business. Stay out of this, you senile old shit.
Like hell, you son of a bitch!
He let out a yell and leapt toward Dio. The younger man dodged him easily and lashed out with the knife. Tenmyoji caught Dio's hand with a grunt, and for a moment the two men struggled. Then, as the knife edged closer, he wrapped his other hand around the blade and tried to force it away. Dio was a much younger and stronger man. The moment Tenmyoji gave himself the knife didn't do him any favors. He put up a valiant fight, but with a roar, Dio threw him off. Tenmyoji collapsed to the floor.
What are you going to do?
Let's see. How about this?
Oh, why not help Dio overpower? Or why not help Tenmyoji overpower Dio?
Because it's anime rules. You can't help out with a fight. Everyone has to stand there and watch as the hero fights the villain.
Okay, to be fair on her part, like, she did think she just murdered someone.
Yeah, and she can do it again. Come on, Clover, you've already killed one person. What's two?
You two really look great together, you know?
What are you going to do to us?
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna handcuff you to a sink. Actually, I already have.
Are you gonna beat us to death or something?
No. Nothing so tasteless.
What are you going to do then?
How'd you like to make a bet?
What am I gonna do? Nothing.
A bet?
You've got, 20-some minutes until the primary white doors open. So I'd say you've got 25 minutes until they close. Give or take. If somebody happens to come by here before the doors close, you might live. But if nobody finds you, well...
We'll be penalized.
Exactly. So, I suggest you start screaming for help now. Unfortunately for you, just about all the rooms in this place are behind at least two nice thick doors. So unless they're pretty close, nobody's gonna hear you scream.
I'm glad that Kay killed him later.
Well, I'm off to the Floor B warehouse, okay?
I mean, I would say Kay's a bro, but he did abandon us that one time.
Enjoy your last 25 minutes. Later.
Can't wait to kick his ass again.
25 minutes passed and no one came. Of course, by then there were only 3 other people who could have come, apart from Dio.
You mean me, Phi, and Kay, right?
Yes, you were in the crew quarters at this point.
Yeah. Kay had told us about you. We'd also noticed that the knife in Alice's chest had been removed. If only we'd known what was happening in the infirmary.
Unfortunately for Clover and Tenmyoji, their time had come. Once the primary white door closed, both of their bracelets injected them with Soparil.
The anesthetic, right?
Yes. Almost immediately, they started to feel sleepy. I think that's when Clover realized she was definitely going to die. That was when she decided to leave her message. Just as you said, she wrote on her left thigh with her right hand.
And the word she wrote was Dio.
Yes. As for what happened in the rec room, well, I guess I don't really need to tell you. Your theory was essentially correct. What you said was what happened.
Oh, we're still gonna show the flashback anyway.
Yeah, of course. So Kay sprayed Dio's bracelet with luminol, but then, while his back was turned, Dio attacked with the axe. Dio mortally wounded him, but didn't kill him, so Kay turned around and stabbed Dio with a spear. And I guess that's when we found them.
Yes.
Why did Kay get the luminol?
After they went through the white door, Dio and Kay found themselves in the director's office. When they were done there, they headed back to floor A to look for everyone else. They went to the crew quarters first, then to the infirmary. Of course, they found Clover and Tenmyoji's bodies there. Dio expected to find them, of course, but he pretended to be shocked. Anyway, Kay checked them over for anything useful.
And that was when he found the luminol.
Right. That's everything that happened. Do you have any questions?
Well, what do you think? Does the bear shit in the woods? Well, the first thing is Quark's bracelet. Why was it in the infirmary?
Tenmyoji had it. Then when Dio attacked him, it fell out of his pocket.
But why did Tenmyoji have Quark's bracelet?
I told him where it was.
When?
Do you remember when you were in the rec room with Phi and Tenmyoji?
Yeah, when he sprayed us with the luminol, right? Sure, I remember that.
Right after then. When he left the rec room, he went toward the green door to look for Quark. I ran into him at the end of the hallway, where the 3 doors and the switch are. That was when I told him. Look, Tenmyoji, the center door is unlocked. He took off through it without another word.
That was the treatment room, right?
Yes.
Where Quark was sleeping?
Right. It only took him a moment. As soon as he saw Quark, he ran to his pod and started crying.
Out of relief, right?
Yes. The display on the pod showed Quark's vital signs. It was obvious he was alive the moment you looked at it. Next to the pod was Quark's bracelet. That was how Tenmyoji got it.
Why was Quark's bracelet off?
I took it off. Aluminum foil.
What? You mean the stuff from the crew quarters? Wait a second. I thought it was because cold sleep. You can just take it off with aluminum foil?
Yes!
Oh, you found it? Did you know that aluminum foil has electromagnetic shielding properties?
Motherfucker!
Nerd!
Oh my!
Let's take this information.
Foil hat!
Let's take this information back to an earlier round.
Oh.
Just be like, nah, Dio, vote betray, fucking kill me, I don't even care. I got aluminum foil.
Oh no.
What?
Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates a bunch of faint electrical impulses. Anyway, the point is that you can detect the electricity that your heart makes by pumping blood. Your fancy little bracelets pick up on that. They're always watching.
Wait, so you're telling me the aluminum foil can block the electromagnetic waves your heart sends out?
Yes. All you have to do is wrap it around your bracelet.
I think you would have to wrap it between your arm and the bracelet.
Yeah.
The bracelet thinks your heart has stopped?
Yes.
Holy shit! It was that easy all along.
Anyway, I used some aluminum foil to get Quark's bracelet off. Then I put it next to the pod.
Wait, why was Quark in the pod to begin with?
Oh, that's easy. I put him there.
When did you do that?
Remember when we were first looking for Quark? I found him unconscious near the entrance to the Golem Bay.
So you carried him to the treatment pod?
Yes.
Were you the one who unlocked the treatment center too?
No, I was not. I do not have the authority to operate any of this facility's machinery.
So, it was Zero Jr.?
That's right.
He reactivated your body too, right? Man, I don't get any of this. Why the hell did he do that? Guess it wasn't really him that did it, huh? He was just doing what Zero Sr. and the old lady told him to do. Everything leads back to them, huh? Of course it does. tell me?
Tell you what?
Isn't that obvious? Tell me what this project is. Everything that happens in here has something to do with it. So why were we brought here?
To play the nonary game.
And why were we supposed to play the nonary game?
That was part of the project.
Why did Alice kill herself?
Because she was infected with Radical 6.
How did she get infected?
Zero Senior and the old woman did that. It was a necessary evil. It had to happen for the project to succeed.
What would have happened if Alice hadn't committed suicide?
Clover wouldn't have suspected me, and she wouldn't have accidentally... killed me. I wouldn't have collapsed, and Dio wouldn't have found my body. That would have meant the confrontation in the infirmary never took place.
In other words, you're saying Clover and Tenmyoji died for this project.
Yes.
No, actually, it was the Turbo Curie that killed them. But they were only injected with it because of their bracelets, and they were only wearing those bracelets because of the nonary game. If the nonary game was part of the project, then that's one more way it killed them.
I guess, if you want to look at it that way.
Now, what about Kay and Dio? Why would they kill each other?
Because Dio killed the old woman. He was worried about getting caught, so he tried to kill Kay before he could find out the truth.
And if Dio had killed the old lady, what happened in the rec room would never have taken place, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Why did Dio kill her?
So that he could pose as one of the participants.
And why did he do that?
To disrupt the project.
Then why did she let him kill her?
The same reason they did all of this. It was a necessary evil. The project couldn't be allowed to fail.
What is the project?
You'll
Well,
learn!
you see, there are a bunch of cheap housing developments.
Oh my fucking god.
Damn
So,
it.
so you see, there's this lot in the middle of Kamurocho.
6 people died here. 4 of them were murdered, one way or another, by Dio. At first, that makes it look like Dio's the reason they all died. But that's not true, is it? All of them, all 6 of them, they all died for this project. That means that the murderer, or I guess I could say murderers, were the old lady and Zero Senior, right? You know, the first game had us have the true ending lead us to a route where nobody died except for 2 people who really kind of deserved it anyway. Part of me is wondering if the true ending of this game follows a similar route, or if they decide, fuck your happy ending. At least a few people are going to die. Most likely Alice and, yeah.
Alice, maybe Quark, probably Dio.
I don't think Quark has died in any ending besides, like, bombs go off.
Yeah.
Well, I think we don't actually visibly see him specifically, like, in terms of his actual body, but it does seem like there were very small traces of his body in the Clover ending.
Oh yeah, he definitely died in the Clover ending.
Was that the one where all the bodies were in the room?
Almost all of the bodies were in the room.
Ah. Anyway.
Wait, was Luna's body in that room?
Well, questions for later.
What is this project about? Who is the old woman? Who is Zero?
Sigma. Would you hug me?
What? Instead of answering, Luna
What
wrapped
do
her
you have-
arms around me and buried her face in my chest.
What do you have bad on your, and an anarchy symbol?
And it says safety.
And then she saved me. And there's 3
and a
hearts
heart
on it.
Symbol, a life meter.
He's a gamer.
What looks to be a silhouette of a lady.
Yeah, that looks like something you'd find, like, on the side of a car.
He's wearing a nerd shirt.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love how we have this
me.
touching scene, and all we can think of is Sigma's fashion choices.
Yep.
And it just occurred to me, he's been in cryosleep for like 50 years. This would be the equivalent of defrosting someone, and they come out dressed like a fucking 70s new age retro hippie, complete with the heart-shaped sunglasses, the fro.
You know, it's possible everyone else knew that the cryosleep had happened except for Sigma, because they took one look at Sigma and they were like, yeah, there's obviously been decades that have passed.
Side note, now that we are seeing this scene specifically, and this music that we have heard a couple times before is playing, I can now tell you the name of this song. Bluebird Lamentation.
I see.
Aww.
My own arms hovered in the air, confused about where they should go. I swallowed hard and tried to rein in my heartbeat, which had suddenly doubled. I was about to speak when I felt something warm on my chest. Was Luna crying?
This feels nice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. I lowered one hand to her head and began to gently stroke her hair. Hey, Luna? What the hell is going on?
I'm sorry. My ABT is usually held in place by muscle fiber, but after Clover gave me the tubocurarine...
Okay. I get it.
Does it scare you? This is what I really look like. I'm a golem. Just a machine. A jumble of metal and plastic that pretends to be real.
I wrapped my arms around Luna and hugged her as tight as I could.
You believed in me this whole time, even though I look like...
Of course. I trust you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And then she stabbed me.
I wish I could stay here forever. You feel so nice. But I think my time is up.
What?
I've done things I really shouldn't have. Do you remember what you asked me earlier? About if Zero Jr. had reactivated my body? Remember? The truth is, he didn't. I did. I went to the part of the core that controls Zero Jr., and I hacked it. Yes. What? That was the first thing. The second. Do you know what the second one was? If I had really wanted to, I could have saved Clover and Tenmyoji. Then Kei and Dio probably wouldn't have killed each other. That's not all. I could have stopped Alice from killing herself. And I could have even saved the old woman at the very beginning. In other words, I had the ability to disobey my orders. But I didn't. That's the second thing. I broke the first law. I was scared. I was afraid to die. Obviously, hacking the core and taking control of Zero Jr.'s systems is very, very bad. Golems who don't follow orders can become dangerous, so we're terminated if we disobey. You lose access to your body, of course, but everything that's stored in the core, your memories, your consciousness, is deleted.
What? Wait, are you saying...
Yes, very soon now I'll be gone. Zero Jr. is probably recovering himself right now. Once he's done, I doubt I'll be around much longer.
What? Why?
I watched 6 people die and did nothing. I deserve this.
No. No, you don't. Even if you had done something, you would have been killed anyway. You can't blame yourself. You did what you could. You're not wrong. This game is what's wrong. Forcing you to watch your friends die is what's wrong.
Oh, Sigma, thank you. I'm really glad I met you.
Luna! Luna, it's going to be okay. I'm not going to let them do this. You're gonna be fine, I promise. Just please, don't.
I'm sorry. My time's up. At least I get to die in your arms.
Luna!
Thank you, Sigma. And goodbye, Doctor.
Doctor? But she couldn't answer. I squeezed my eyes shut and held her, unable to bear the thought of letting any more of her slip away. With one last quiet chime, the music box wound down. I was left with nothing but silence and the cold pool of tears over my heart.
Congratulations.
You got Luna's ending.
Yay.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to see someone's ending where... Well, okay, I suppose in Dio's ending, we didn't have everyone die either.
So, 2 endings left.
Yes, and I can't help but notice something about how these are arrayed. I think that's the order they are in the flowchart from left to right.
Yep.
Which gives me a decent idea of where to go. So, let's see. This probably leads to one.
Every time.
And, well, this probably is one. Okay, I probably could have guessed that, obviously, just by the fact that those are the 2 that have locks.
As a recommendation, go for the one in the middle.
Okay.
It is past 10, so we should probably save that for next time. Though, we did start 20 minutes late, but...
Yeah, let's go till
yeah, we can push a little bit further.
Yeah, I can keep going for right now.
Sigma's BP is...
Yep, let's skip forward. We saw this bit where we got injected, thanks to Dio betraying us. But now we know the answer. Aluminum foil.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand?
You're so fucked up.
There's something white on it. The structure of the bones in your arms isn't anything close to human. Your arms are cybernetic.
Achievement unlocked. Gotta hand it to you.
Ha!
What was that? I have cybernetic arms? I never asked for this. It was both shocking and utterly obvious. Of course my arms were artificial. Titanium alloy bones with an ABT exterior to mimic human skin. But I had no idea why. Nor did I remember when my human arms, which I distinctly remembered having, had been replaced. In that flash of Luna I'd seen, I was certain it had never happened. Those things hardly mattered, though. If I survived, I could worry about them later. The fact that my arms were mechanical, however, that might be useful. I called up all the strength I had left and stood one more time. What are you waiting for? Why don't you open it already?
What?
Did I stutter? Open the number 9 door.
Sigma, what are you saying?
Looks like you finally gave up. Whatever. I was just about to flip the switch anyway.
Then hurry up.
Hey, don't rush me. Okay, you've got 9 BP now, right?
Yes?
Well, what do you say? Want to come with?
I will remain here.
Why?
I cannot abandon Sigma.
Interesting that you make this choice this time.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. Go. You have to get outside and call for help.
But...
Do you think Dio will? If he's the only one who gets out of here, there's no hope for the rest of us. You're the only one we can count on.
I understand.
Great. Glad we got that settled. Shall we go?
No! Stop!
I began to move, but it was already too late. Dio grabbed the lever and threw it down. I suppose if, like, I said I was affected by the drugs because the white fluid acts as blood. So I suppose all I need to do, and I can't believe I'm saying this, is tear my flesh off.
It will remain open for 9 seconds.
It's been fun. Peace.
I promise to call for help and return as soon as I can. Please, do not give up hope.
Yeah, I know. Just get going already. But, just you, Kay.
Huh?
As Dio turned to look at me, I crouched. Then, calling on every last bit of strength my wearied body could supply, I launched myself toward him like a coiled spring. I slammed into his legs, knocking him to the floor and wrapping my hands around his ankle before he could get back up.
Hey! What are you doing, you bastard? The door's gonna close! Let go! Let go, goddammit! Let me go!
He lashed out with his free leg at my head, shoulders, and arms, but I held on. I ignored the pain, tightening my grip with every blow.
Hey! What the hell is this shit? Why are you doing this? I kept my promise, didn't I?
Yeah, so did I. As far as I recall, I didn't say anything about letting you escape.
What?
Get his ass!
Shit! Stop screwing around, asshole! I have to get out of here. I'm not going to let my sacred mission get fucked up by some self-righteous idiot.
Too bad, it's getting fucked up.
Dio began to pull himself along with his elbows, bit by bit, edging closer to the exit. He was headed straight through the door. The gate was already beginning to close. With only a few feet to spare before it shut, he crawled across the threshold and found the door.
Sigma! Stop! That's enough! Please, you have to let go! The door's going to shut on you if you don't let go!
Alright. See you later, Dio.
You're an idiot right up until the end, aren't you? Just hurry up and die, you senile old fuck!
What?
No, I'm going to live.
We took a page from Snake's book and crushed our arm to get our bracelet off.
Yep.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
The path just ended after someone left, so I wonder where things are going to go from here.
Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
The announcer's voice grated at the inside of my skull. I felt tired. So very, very tired. I felt my eyes fluttered closed. And then nothing. Zin, you say that, but I kind of want to see how he looks like now.
Patience.
I almost wish that Sigma had kept hold of Dio's foot all the way until the end.
Yeah.
Well, Dio already crossed through the barrier. So
okay,
Dio
but leaving him with a grisly hand clenched around his ankle that won't let go.
Or even just leaving him with half a leg. That would have been the ideal for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, the ideal would have been partway, but... Yeah, like, Dio being partway would have been ideal, but barring that, I think it would have been satisfying to just, like, leave the hand attached. Anyway.
Sigma! Finally awake, huh?
They caught you crossing the border, didn't they?
Damn, I was gonna make that joke.
Oh my god, shut up.
Wake up. You were dreaming. Tell me.
Wake up!
What is your name? Where am I? I rubbed my eyes and slid my legs off the bed to stand up. Well, to be honest, it was an examination table, not a bed. Which meant...
I read that for some reason as exclamation table.
The infirmary, huh?
I guess they carried you out here after you passed out.
Hey, you're alive in this route. You guess?
Well, I wasn't there to see it. I was out just like you. But I was in the AB room. That bastard Kay. He punched me in the stomach. I can't believe him. He didn't want me voting, so...
Whoa. And after he knocked you out, he voted betray, which brought his BP up to 9.
Yes.
So, where is he now?
On the other side of the number 9 door. With Dio.
You told him to go, remember?
Oh.
I think it's interesting that Kay punched out Alice to get his BP up to leave, but the second he saw that you were about to die, he was like, I can't leave you.
Is your arm okay?
Kay's an interesting character.
Arm?
I heard what happened. Cybernetic arms, huh? Can't say I'm surprised. I was starting to get a feeling something was up with you.
I mean, I don't think the cybernetic arms are what's up with me. I looked down at my left hand. Or rather, I looked down at my left hand should have been.
Or rather, the cybernetics arms are pretty fucking far down the list of where...
Also, you said this was supposed to be getting corrupted as I was jumping around timelines, but it still looks fine.
Maybe it's only... Maybe
it's supposed to.
Maybe they removed that for the PC version.
No, there was a time where it was getting corrupted.
Instead, there was a stub wrapped in white gauze. I told myself I'd do anything to cure, even if it meant letting Dio betray me, but I had a feeling it might come to miss my hand. Damn, that's my fucked up hand. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, you only need one.
How's Quark?
I'm right here.
Quark!
Hey!
Man, I'm glad you're alright. Feeling better?
Yep, thanks to you.
Hey, that means this is a route where nobody dies.
You got the medicine from that jerk Dio, right? Luna gave it to me and now I'm better. Thanks. You're the best, Mr. Sigma. You saved my life.
There's just something nice of seeing Quark smile.
Yeah. It seemed they'd shared stories while I was asleep. Everyone knew how I'd made a deal with Dio and about the journal we'd found with the Latin in it. Clover and Phi seemed to have done most of the talking.
It was completely the opposite of what we guessed. We're not infected. The rest of the world is. That means this place isn't a quarantine facility. It's more like a shelter.
Well, we don't know anything for sure yet. I thought the same thing you did, but then Sigma pointed out a couple of discrepancies.
Yeah. Phi and I have already gone over it, but I explained what I'd noticed. 1. If we were in a shelter for uninfected people, why had Quark been infected? Any place designed to keep a virus like that out would have a lot of safeguards to keep anything from getting in. Had the virus really bypassed all those measures? It didn't seem likely. 2. The timing of our abductions and the pandemic's outbreak was strange. It would make sense if we'd been rescued after the disease had become widespread, but that wasn't what had happened. First, we'd been abducted, then the pandemic had broken out. 3. We didn't know why Zero had put us in the Nonori game. If we were survivors he wanted to protect, then why try and kill us? If we were in a shelter, why wasn't it safe?
Well, what about this? Maybe someone anticipated the pandemic. I don't know who. Probably Zero. Anyway, they grabbed us before the pandemic really started. Then they put us in the shelter. But then, after a while, he got bored, so he decided to have us play this game to kill time.
Who on earth would make people he rescued play a game where they could die just because he was bored?
Well, we don't actually know if there is poison in this bracelet.
What?
You're the only one who's gotten injected so far. And when you did, it was only Soparil.
Okay, to be fair, she does have a reason to believe that, considering the previous game, none of the characters who weren't involved with the previous one none of them have bombs.
Yes.
They have bombs on them, so she actually has a reason to think this.
Yes.
It's wrong, but she has reason to believe it.
That what I did at the number 9 door was all pointless?
No, that's not what I mean.
That can't be it. I'm sure there's tubocurarine in the bracelets. The Atom's analysis confirmed it.
But what if the Atom is lying?
If you're going to do that, then we don't have anything to base any speculations on. You could say that the newspaper article was fake, or that the Latin journal wasn't real.
Or the journal was real, but my translation was a lie.
Or Vault Tech.
Yes. Oh god.
No.
You made it up?
My translation was accurate. I'm just making the point that once you start talking about this stuff being fabricated, it doesn't stop. I don't think Zero is doing this just to take the piss out of a lime.
What?
I've never heard that phrase before.
Yeah, wait, open the log. I need to see this.
Taking the piss out of a line.
What? I have never heard this phrase before in my life.
I was just trying to stress that I don't think Zero would do this to pass the time.
And with that, I'm going to take another sip of my Diet Coke with key lime juice.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say, and now with that, I'm going to take a piss.
I'm going to take a drink out of this piss.
Ew! I mean, you can drink your own pee, but it's not the best decision. Anyway.
No.
That's not.
How do you make that mistake?
However, I do think Clover has half a point.
Although I can see that entering my vocabulary now. Meaning?
That someone did anticipate this pandemic.
I know that taking the piss is a British euphemism or idiom. Like, I've watched Hot Fuzz, but I've never heard of taking the piss out of a line. I've only ever heard the first part.
Yeah. Anyway.
That part seems reasonable.
Well, if the virus was spread on purpose, then I could see how that might make sense.
Yeah. It's not like Noah put all the animals on his ark after the flood happened. He went around before the rain started falling to gather them all up, right?
Are you saying that we were rescued because we're all that's left of humanity?
We were brought here because someone knew there would be a pandemic that would turn us into an endangered species? Does that mean we're supposed to repopulate the planet?
No, because if that's the case, we're an extinct species.
Yeah.
8 people is not enough to maintain the necessary genetic diversity to make required to preserve a population.
Well, also
you need at least 100.
Also, there's 7. Yep. I think Luna would have some slight problems there.
I mean, technically 8.
6. One's a child.
Well,
I mean, he's
time
a
can
child
pass for
for
that.
now.
Yeah, that doesn't last forever.
But I'm also counting Dio in this, which, admittedly, I probably shouldn't. But still.
I mean, I'm sure Dio will be.
Dio and Kay are both gone.
Anyway, let's move on from this very creepy topic.
Yeah, but let's continue.
Unfortunately, Sigma will not repopulate.
God damn it.
I looked around and did a quick inventory. We have 1 golem, 1 person, 2 people, 3 people.
We have 3 ladies, an old dude, and a kid.
4 women, an old man, and a kid. That meant I was the only young fertile male.
Oh no.
Sigma!
Don't!
Sigma! That didn't sound so bad. If that was the case, maybe there wasn't any reason to escape.
Oh no, it's the inverse of the bad ending of Danganronpa 1.
If the newspaper and the journal were right, and the world outside was crawling with a deadly virus, that means we just sent, Kay and Dio out to die.
Someone fucking bonk Sigma with the horny bat.
Why would we go
I
expose
can
ourselves
bonk
to
him
that?
with the horny katana if you'd like.
This would be the safest, happiest place on Earth.
The game's over. There's no point to any of this now.
No, that's not true. The game might be over, but we've still got a lot of unanswered questions. In fact, we've got even more questions.
So, are those answers going to open the number 9 door again? It's all over. Why we're stuck here doesn't mean shit. The 8 of us aren't leaving, ever. That's all that matters.
8?
You're including the old woman?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? What if the old lady is Zero Senior?
Yeah, you're right. We never even considered that.
But that would mean the person in charge of all this was murdered by somebody. That doesn't make sense. Maybe she wasn't murdered. Huh?
Are you saying she was infected with Radical 6 and killed herself?
Unfortunately, on Wofi, Sigma doesn't know that he can do that in this timeline. Sadly, the amount of information he carries over is a bit loose.
Yeah.
But we didn't find a
It's
knife or any
basically-
kind of weapon in the AV room with her.
Basically, Sigma brings along just enough information to move the plot forward in a very specific manner.
Maybe
Yes.
she was killed somewhere else.
For example, I forgot all about the aluminum foil. Actually, you know what?
I mean, to be fair, there wasn't even time for the aluminum foil because you had already been injected and your legs were starting to give out.
There we go. So you'll never forget.
Yep.
And then someone carried her in there.
What? That's ridiculous. But that's exactly what happened.
Well, maybe we should go take a look at her one more time. Maybe we missed something.
Sure. Okay. We looked down at Claudia, the old woman. Fi was the first to move. Quietly and methodically, she began to examine the woman and her clothes. I just stood there. Even if she was dead, no, especially because she was dead, I just felt right touching her. Also, side note, I've been playing a fair amount of Pokemon Legends Arceus lately. She looks a lot like a character that you meet towards the end of the game.
I know who you're talking about.
Wait, which game?
Legends Arceus. She's just missing a hat.
Oh!
Yeah.
In a way, yes.
Well, also her hair needs to be yellow. But, like, the dress sense is, like, on
Yeah.
point.
In a way, yeah.
After a few silent minutes, Fi suddenly stopped. She pulled something from one of the old woman's sleeves and held it out toward me. A card?
Looks like an ID card for this place. Since it's got her picture on it, I'd say it's a safe bet the card is hers.
Earth, are you sure that the hair should be white?
No, I thought I said
Instead
the hair
of
should be
blonde?
yellow.
Hey, yo!
What?
The card.
Yeah, I know. We've seen that name before. Akane Kurashiki. Wow, looks like her name is Kurashiki. Which means I was correct way earlier. Kurashiki. Ever heard it before?
Nope. You?
No. Anything on the back? Password
Screenshot!
equals Jumpy Doll. I mean, I feel like I'm not going to forget that, but there's something written here. It says Jumpy Doll.
Well, actually it says pass equals Jumpy Doll. So I'm guessing Jumpy Doll is a password of some sort.
What the hell does that mean?
Beats me.
It looks handwritten. She must have put it on here herself so she wouldn't forget it.
Yeah.
We were still looking the card over when I heard a commotion from the other part of the room.
Alice! What's wrong? Alice! Oh no!
What are you planning to do with that?
Fine, I turned around and gasped.
Damn it!
We ran to the other end of the room and skidded around the partition. No! Crap! It was this route! Or... no.
Just keep going.
You gotta keep going.
I was like, oh, this wasn't the route where we made an extra vial. There stood
Nope.
Alice, her hand wrapped tightly around the scalpel. She didn't seem stable. Her eyes were flat and hollow. Her face was an emotionless mask. She was not well. The look on her face was all too familiar. Quark. She looked just like Quark had before he went insane. What that meant.
Goodbye.
Her hand moved, lifting the scalpel up high in the air, then driving it down toward her heart.
That's Quark's ending.
Huh.
One ending remains. You can probably guess whose it is.
usually when we see someone's ending, we learn a lot about them. We didn't learn shit about Quark.
I mean, you learned about Quark and Temioji's ending.
Well, true. We got double duty with that one. Let's see.
To be fair, we learned all of Quark's information in Tenmyoji's ending.
Is the one and let's see. That would
Sorry,
be either
I didn't hear you.
That would either be the old woman or Zero.
I think you're forgetting someone.
Well, oh right, there's 9 people, not 8. Why the fuck was I thinking 8 people? Right, that's Phi.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, as with before, I'm going to actually have us go towards the thing, and I will save after you've made the jump, so that it doesn't start me off in like the long unskippable cutscene at start.
December 25th, 2028. Alright. We're closing in on the end of its adventure.
Yep. So, next time we have Phi's ending, and there's probably going to be something unlocked by seeing all the endings, because I don't feel like that's going to be like...
Are the other branches all just bad ends then?
All of the other branches, aside from the one we are on right now, are just bad endings.
True.
Yep.
I mean, we could do that.
If you want to, now is the time. Now would be the time to. Once we progress past here, we are on a one-way track towards the true ending.
Okay.
Note.
You know what? I think I will do that.
Next time, though.
Yeah, that's probably what we'll do next time. In that case, I'm going to hop over here.
Oops.
Well, see you guys next time.
See ya!
Take care.
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
There we go. Alright, now that I'm saved and ready to hop out, I will see you all next time when we die a whole lot of times. I'm looking forward to it. Are you?
Yes.
No.
See ya.
Take care.
Take care.
That was a productive stream.